What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B Hot Radio Shout. And as always, I got my podcast partner off in this thing, the legend himself, DJ Toomp. What's good with it, boss?
Good, bro. What's up, world? How y'all doing out there, man? Your boy is back again.
Come on now. I mean, Toomp, you was just in the studio last night jamming. I mean, the music is obviously still in you. What the hell's going on?
Man, I'm just loving it, bro. You know, I've been vibing with Mike Will, other producers, different artists. I even one of some old school. I ain't gonna call him an old schooler, but one of my East Coast cats, Mike Geronimo.
Okay, then,
got a crazy project I'm working on with him, man. That's sick, bro.
My God.
Yeah, it's some real shock value with some of the production and some of the shit I got him on. You know, I really got in and produced Mike Geronimo. So it's dope.
See, this is my issue, Toomp, because see, I just caught myself riding in here today to that. You know, Country Kane Still Country, because that's one of my favorite Toomp tracks and songs all together. So what kind of
up, Big Country?
What up, though? What kind of funk are you giving Mike Geronimo in this thing, man? And do you melt him in with this A-Town sound, or do you go to where they at?
Well, I you know, ain't gonna lie, even though we got our own, you know, it's a sound, but I still got my twist, man. It's a Toomp twist that I'm gonna put to my shit.
That's right.
To matter, even if it's the same BPM of everything that you hear on the radio, you're gonna still know that it's mine.
Exactly.
And that's one thing. See, I'm and not to shit on nobody, but to a certain degree, and me and other producers, current producers that's banging, have mentioned this. It's almost like it's hit a brick wall. Cause so much stuff starting to sound alike now.
Facts.
Not even just the beats. You got rappers sounding like another rapper now.
Facts.
You know what I mean? It's the same people featured on records all over again. Like, okay, where's the shock value of, oh shit, I never thought they'd get on a record together. So people ain't really doing that. It's kind of predictable now when you see certain people on records nowadays. See, we come from that era to where, oh shit, you know, oh, you put them two together?
Yeah.
Damn, okay, that's a dope ass record. But when it comes to being same thing with an artist or a designer or anybody, man, you could get in the game and do what you do, but if you don't have your trademark or your signature style or sound, it's easy to hit a brick wall.
Yeah.
So that's why now when I hear some of the young producers reaching into their sampling bag, a lot of them starting to sample now.
Yeah.
Some of them looking for hardware equipment now. You know, you got a lot of them reaching for the SPs and the older MPs, you know, and the ASRs because they can hear the difference in that sound. And a lot of people, they're like, man, it's just something about your sound. I just know that shit when it comes on. Like, yeah, because it's certain tools that I'm using, you know, the ears that I'm blessed with. And I have a style. I have a trademark, a signature sound. And that's what, you can line up 10 producers who can learn how to do the same thing, but only about 4 of them out of that 10 or 3 may have a true style that's theirs.
What artists are out now that you would love to work with, though, Toomp, that you feel like they are missing that Toomp sound?
Man, I love to work with Thugger, Lil Baby for sure.
Yes, sir.
Still want to get in with Future.
Yeah, Future.
You know what I mean? I met him, but we didn't meet. It was on some club shit. You know what I mean? It's on the club. You don't really meet nobody, man. It's just like, oh, okay, what up, OG?
Exactly.
You know, okay, yeah, you calling me OG just how you see the grade, nigga. You don't know me. You know? But I need to meet Future again, and definitely on an occasion. Hopefully we'll be in the studio when we meet again.
Exactly.
Shit, man, it's a long list of them, bro. Shit, the ASAPs, I would love to get in with Big Sean. He's still dope to me. Yeah. That's my guy. It's a list, man, but you know, as far as down south rappers, Lil Baby's definitely one of them.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, I got to ask you about this Kanye West documentary.
Jeen-Yuhs?
This Jeen-Yuhs documentary.
Jeen-Yuhs. Okay.
What was your thoughts on the documentary after you watched that thing, man?
Well, there's a few things I got from that documentary, man. And first thing I got from it is it's not just for rappers and producers and people in the music industry. It's for people who don't believe in themselves or have doubt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether you trying to start a lawn company or an insurance company or whatever business or whatever venture that you about to take in life, that documentary should be watched, you know, just for anybody who have any doubt.
Yeah.
Because from the beginning, man, that man, you saw that confidence, man, when he was a kid looking into the camera.
Yeah.
You already could tell that he was somebody who loved the camera. So I hear Will Smith talk about that on his book.
Yeah.
You know, and you'll see as a kid a person who loved the camera. So you could kind of see that spark of starism in them then.
Exactly.
You know? And he was rapping back then. And then one of the things is like I said, he believed in in his craft. And one of the things I got from that is Ye wasn't just trying to get on as a rapper. That man, his goal was to put his city on. He's like, man, I'm doing this for the Shy. Think about it, man. We seen Common, Crucial Conflict, Twister, and a lot of cats. But Do or Die.
Yeah.
And a few people come, you know, and of course the house music is known from that, you know, from the Shy. But Ye was really like, man, I'm finna put my city on, man.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, I want y'all to know what the Shy really sound like. You know, not take nothing from them, but his whole thing was to put his city on because, you know, a lot of artists from the Shy wouldn't
But
really
he worked with all of those artists as well, too.
Exactly. That's why he went back and made sure.
Exactly.
Because, you know, when people line, you know, back then when you say your top 10 artists, you never really named nobody from Chicago. They never really was on the radar like that. And that was his goal, was to really put his city on the map, man. Like I saw that in at least 2 episodes. And just even some other footage that you'll see where Ye is like, man, I'm doing this for the Shy, man. He call out his area. Like, it's very rare that you see a nigga really just trying to put his city on.
How did you feel like his relationship with his mama impacted his career before the stardom and after the stardom and then after she passed, man?
Man, one thing, dude, I could truly relate to that for sure because, you know, I lost my mom back in 98,
my God.
99. But and she was the one who kept me, you know, balanced, bro. You know, my old man, you know, that's that other side I give. That's my hustle in the street shit. But mom's is the one that was the one who kept me balanced.
Who cares?
Who really, you know, kept me right.
Exactly.
So even when, you know, situations I went through, you know, with, previous artists I used to produce, you know, like with Sade and stuff, you know, I was breaking my neck. I had to save a little street money and got a Dr. Doolittle check. And I'm like, man, I can afford a great attorney. And go back and sue this dude, man, and get, you know. She talked me out of it. Like, no, don't worry about that. You know, you and Tip, the little dude who been coming through here. I could see things happening for y'all. So Tip had you know, chance to meet mom before she passed. You know, she cooked for us a few times and everything. God. You know, he used to sit over there, eat dinner, and we kicked it. Like Tip was like a little brother now, still is. And my mom was like that charging station, bro. You know, when after you went on tour and ready to need somebody to bring you back down to earth. So just think, but I got 2 brothers now, but I only had 1 brother back then, a brother and a sister. So I had siblings, but from Kanye being the only child, and his dad, you know, his mom and dad was separate, you know, it's a whole nother side of the world. So his mom was like his friend / sister / you know, mom, parent, and that was his charging station. So when you look at that series, you notice like, hey, that man always took that break and recharged himself by kicking it with moms. And boy, she always filled him up and she stroked his ego, Kanye, I love how you do that. And she let him know that I'm paying attention to you because I could quote your fucking lyrics.
Better than you.
Yeah, when I saw moms rapping with him, I was like, man, that's how that's how a parent is really supposed to really support their child, man. You know, when they, you know, their dreams or whatnot. You know, and definitely when she transitioned, hell yeah, I saw the change, dude. And that's why I don't judge nobody. You know, everybody be hollering about these meds and shit like that. Okay, the man might be on meds, but at the same time, that man is human.
Come on.
Fucking human. What you mean? That's why when I don't call nobody crazy. I be like, man, that's human shit.
Exactly.
Everybody will, certain things will break you.
Shit.
And to this day, we don't know what it is. My 52 years, it ain't no telling what'll make me go crazy and
start talking in colors. That's what I call it, purple, blue, yellow. I
no glass or punch my. I done punch walls. I done punch holes in walls, but when punching the glass, I think twice, you know, my hands. But
you need them.
It may be something on this planet, on some situation that make me punch through glass. You just don't know. And what y'all call me crazy? if I do that.
Yeah.
Oh man, Toomp tripping. Man, I ain't tripping. I'm a fucking human. So that's human shit that Ye doing, bro.
Yeah. For me, when I was watching that documentary, what I loved the most about it was to see the support that he received from his mama. I mean, that was kind of like, if you somebody's parent right now and you watch that doggone documentary, that teaches you how to support your child with a dream, okay? But in the same breath, what I loved about that documentary was that he was able to give his mama her roses while she could smell them.
Yes.
Because there his mama is sitting next to Oprah, while her son is singing "Hey Mama" on the show. What more could she had asked for?
Nigga, cause I done seen that shit like 2-3 times, but every time he got that part, man, my eyes just start filling up, bro. They're keeping it 100, man. It fill up, bro. So I'm like, yo, man, that is dope because my mom's, you know, she believed in everything. I mean, she didn't have no problem with me goddamn spending its time. Like, why? First her thing, why you keep just scratching that same record? I was like, Mom, because it's a routine.
Yeah.
And I'm messing up, so I got to get it perfect. So when I'm on stage, when I'm touring, I want my routine to be flawless like Jazzy Jeff. That was straight up.
Exactly.
A flawless routine like Jazzy Jeff was my goal. So just the support of, you know, she be like, well, just close the door. Yeah. I'm like, all right, she ain't saying, you know, turn it down to get out the house. Just close the door. I'll just get tired of hearing that, it's time. Because the first thing, we're like, what is it saying? Shit. It's like it's saying shit because it's chipping shit. You know what I mean? Then you got static before, you know, you scratch it so much it's static. So just that support, man. My pops too. You know, they helped me buy my first turntable and mixer.
Yeah.
Like, that was in '84. You know what I mean? So that family support, man, and that support for your parent, man, that helps a lot. But another thing I got from it was Ye, man, and when people fail to realize too is when you got a person who's just, you know, been shitted on, you know, move, boy, gone. Yeah. Hey man, I can rap too, y'all. Yeah. Man, we focusing on Benny Siegel. State property, man. These street niggas, you know, they got street credibility. You with these pink polos, we don't understand that. Why?
Yeah.
Because I got style?
Yeah.
Because I love the women. I got women in my studio. Y'all filled with weed smoke and thugs. Like, it's a market for this guy right here.
Yeah.
But like they say, you know, Jay didn't see it, but I guess Dame eventually caught on.
Yeah, Dame caught it.
But man, that man had to really be patient because as you see the documentary, he was rapping first.
Yeah.
Then he was like, man, you know what? Let me start producing because I need, you know, I want to always have beats.
Exactly.
And so once he started getting good with production, boom, and that's what they first heard from him was production. But when he started trying to show them they rap, they really was shitting on him. Like, they gave him a hard time. It ain't no telling they might have gave him a hard time as a producer.
Yeah.
You know? So, boom. So if you going through all this, watching all these cats, and not to take nothing from nobody that you know that's not as talented as you, but the label is giving them all this attention,
all the resources.
We hear you. Well, we got to. Well, what about my budget, y'all? Even after he was done with his album, they still wouldn't open the budget. Hold on, state property. Like, what kind of songs they got? Yeah. Let me play my records and state property play their records. Let's see which one can really take us around the globe. Yeah. But they didn't see it. So that right there. That act itself of just even pushing somebody to the side, man, can really turn somebody into a beast.
Facts.
And once they get on, they gonna kind of, it's gonna be some little, what you got to say now type shit.
Exactly.
This man in the B club, like way past one, I think he like no less than $4 billion right now. And so if you've been getting shitted on most of your, you know, career through your life and just on your journey. Hell yeah, once you hit that beat club, it's gonna be, you know, some old can't tell me nothing type shit.
Yeah, facts. So now, when you looked at that last installment though, man, and it seemed like he was having some issues just flat out mentally, you know, he started talking a little gibberish every now and then, and folks was like, Kanye, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah. What was going through your mind on those parts? Because I wasn't expecting to see that in the documentary, and for them to be that transparent, I was like, my God.
And a lot of it was still edited out too. A gang of it. That was just a fraction.
Exactly.
One thing, man, when I see, like I say, I should have really went to school to be a psychologist, man. I should have took a psychology class, because one thing I would say, man, my 52 years of being on this planet, I know humans very well. Very well. I can tell people they zodiac on a good day just by even a little conversation. I'd be like, you a Leo. Oh, you're a Scorpio. You know what I mean? Yeah. And just certain little things. It might be a key word or a certain reaction that they have to a certain thing. But so a lot of stuff that Ye say, you don't understand it till later on. Sometimes he just may deliver it wrong, or the timing of it, or the fact that he may be saying it while he's crying, or it may be just in a ranting moment. Yeah. But a lot of times, you hold on, rewind that, man. Hold on, he was saying some shit, because he was talking about, you remember he was crying about the whole abortion thing? Like, hey, man, But sometimes people will just take that clip of, I almost killed my daughter. Yeah. So if you walked in on that, I almost killed my daughter, you wouldn't know what that means. Exactly. So they kept playing that clip to make it look like, oh shit, the boy losing his mind. No, why don't you find the original version of that to hear what he said before that and after. Come on. And stop just riding off these clips that the media would just take off of a person and make them look crazy. So, a lot of stuff that he may say may come off wrong, because he may not deliver it right. But a lot of that should be making sense, For you, Toomp, when your mama passed, how did you change? Man, believe it or not, it made me more responsible. I was pretty responsible, but it turned me into really more of a beast, man. And I really understood that everyone must go. Yeah. You know what I mean? Of course, I wanted to see her live to be forever. Forever. I wanted to see her with a full head of gray hair or whatnot. But and I wanted her to. I didn't have kids yet either. I got a 14-year-old daughter now. And she used to always ask me, when you gonna have some kids? You know? But when she used to ask that, I didn't know that she was sick. So sometimes when you got relatives asking, so when you gonna finally have some kids? Sometimes y'all got to pay attention to that. That means they kind of know something that you don't know. Yeah. And haven't shared. So, exactly. And so it's certain things that it just made me more responsibility, even though more responsible. I started really focusing on the family, and shit, man. And that's what thing too. As a man, you got to when certain shit happened like that, because when my mom passed, my pop had to go sit down for 5 years. You know what I mean? So he wasn't even able to be there by his wife's bedside while she was sick. So my God, me and my sister had to deal with that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So when you do that, bro, that's when you and cool. Straight up, I'm the one in the family who, was doing pretty good. Got checks coming in and shit. So that's when you got to step up as that guy. You can be little brother, but okay, now you big brother now, because you the one who making the money. I got to make sure the family right. Got to make sure the sister right. Got to make sure taxes paid on all these properties that Pop done bought. Because he was sitting down, but I still had the responsibility. And shit, man, it's so many, boy. It's a book I'm working on now to tell you. Just even when certain checks didn't come, shit, I had to still make it do. Yeah, some money that we had buried away, I had to dig it up, because one of my player partners who was sitting down was like, "Hey, man, don't let that money sit underground too long, because it's gonna go bad." He said, "I don't care how y'all wrap that money." We put some, it's some old country days. Exactly, you buried the money. Didn't know. Exactly. Yeah, you just hear, man, so you go to jail, bury that money. Man, me and my pop buried that bread, bro. I would say, man, in about a year's time, I went down to see him in prison. I said, "Hey, Pop, man, my homeboy Neil told me, man, we get to get that money out the ground. About $400K. Yeah." And he's like, man, I said, yeah, I said, it's gonna be some here when you get back, but man, we got to get that money out. And when I dug it up, bro, after a year's time, it had shifted. It moved a little bit. Ooh. Then I had the hard time finding it, because it wasn't exactly where I buried it. So in 1 year, dog, y'all dudes out here who bury money, just know what you're doing, man, because it really, I can tell y'all another way to put money away if you need to. But anyway. Yeah. So that kind of carried it. But then when my checks came, man, I was able to really, really support, because certain things you just couldn't do with cash. Thanks. You know what I mean? Thanks. So it made me more responsible, dog. It made me understand life and death more.
Yeah.
You know, it's my old man, he passed last April.
Facts.
You know, around this time, about to be a full year, man. It seemed like it just happened 4 months ago. So
crazy.
That's still an open wound, but I'm still carrying myself like a real soldier. You know what I mean?
Watching that Jeen-Yuhs documentary, in what ways, as somebody that has had massive success inside of the music industry, were you able to relate to Kanye, and you saw that and you were like, I've been there and I'm relating to this part of the movie?
Man, I would say definitely the that imbalance of not being able to go back to your charging station. That shit like having a Tesla and they shut down all the charging stations, bro.
Oh, nigga, please.
You can't ride around looking for gas. What you gonna do? You can't put E85 in that bitch either. You got to find a charging station.
Yeah.
But when you can't find that, you just gonna have to figure it out. And I had to figure it out, man. And thank God I have, you know, all the relatives, you know, support my big brother, you know, like I say, my sister, cousins, and aunts, uncles, and friends. You know, I had my support system and shit. I support them as well. But yeah, but not having that, man, I can relate to some of the things he's done, but a few things that I see too, man, in that situation, even when you currently see what he's doing now, is everybody don't take heartbreak the same way either.
Yeah.
You know, you got to think, this dude here used to having his way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your only child, and if you, so not to mention you used to having your own, you know, your way, but you can basically buy anything.
Yeah. So
when you see that your money don't mean nothing, and this woman got your kids and she's steadily like elbowing you once again, go on, yay. Yeah. You getting that feeling as you got when you was trying to be a rapper. Ooh. So that can drive certain men insane. Yeah. Women too. We've heard stories of what women have done. Yeah. Come on, man. You know, it's women stalkers and men stalkers, but I'm not calling Ye a stalker, but a lot of us, even some of the biggest players, could admit to being guilty of being obsessed with a bad chick and committing some stalkerish acts in a certain way. Even if you call a woman a little too much and she ain't checking for you, that's lightweight stalking. Exactly. You know, so and on this day of social media, you scrolling now. Yeah, and you got 3 kids by this woman, and she's trying to move on, and she called herself moving over here. Okay, well, I'm finna move next door. Yeah, I got billions. I can stay right here. My kids ain't tripping. You're tripping. So people say it's crazy, but shit, if I can afford it, and my ex-wife tripping, I'm like, all right, I ain't coming over that gate. But now that I know my kids we'll cut a hole where they can come through. Maybe the dog can come through that fence too. But I don't have to see you, ex-wife. You know what I mean? So it's just a few things, man, and people judge folks on how they handle things. Like, don't judge nobody. You don't know how you would handle a certain situation. You know what I mean? You know how people say, oh man, if I walked in and seen my wife bugging another nigga, you got some niggas say I'll shoot somebody. Some niggas say they'll walk right back out and act like they didn't see it. You and really, both do the opposite. You don't know how you would react, man, off something like that. So, you know, it's heartbreak, man. You know, he's trying to get his wife back and put his family back together. And what man wouldn't go to those extreme measures if you really love your kids and, you know, and love the whole family concept. So that's why, man, I don't judge nobody, man. I see certain things he do. Of course, I would say I would do it a different way. Yeah. But that's me, and that's him. What about when he gives D.L. Hughley hell and tells him that he's going to have to off him? See, that's stuff that you really, that's when you have to really keep cool. And that's what was kind of getting me a little bit. Yeah, because I'm thinking to myself, you know what, Ye? That's you're putting yourself in harm's way with a lot of this stuff too, man. And you're leaving a paper trail of some, you know, with foolery the streets going and on. The law. Yeah. You know, and DL could easily say, hey, you know, y'all heard that man just threatened me now. So if I see him, ain't no telling what I might do and what my folks might do and what his folks might do. That man just shot me a threat. So I would definitely, if I still had a good number on Ye, I ain't gonna lie, I would have been calling him on a few things, man. And not to try to son nobody. I always be like, hey, you know, because I'm pretty good at easing into certain things. Of course, you get into, hey, man, how you doing? And how's everything going? But, you know, and then about 15 minutes into the conversation, by the way, man, you know, just watch how you don't shoot no threats to no other man. Yeah, you don't know how
how he might react.
Yeah, DL from the gutter of fucking of LA. I think he from Watts, if I'm not mistaken. He from the streets now of LA. And not saying that every nigga with tattoo, but all them tats DL got mean something. You know what I mean? You see this clean,
he ain't trying to be cute
comedy guy, but that man, he got an edge to him. So ain't no telling what type of phone calls he can make too. And you out here in this man's hometown. So you just got to, think about, certain things before you really shoot those type threats, man.
In between Kanye and Will Smith, who you kind of mentioned earlier on, it seems like they both have their family life on Front Street, man. And it gets me because it's like they're going through it.
Straight up. I mean, I definitely put, I've graduated, man, from all that player shit, man. All the women in rotation and shit like that. But yeah, I got a great queen on my team right now, bruh. She's super cool but we ain't breaking our neck to be on, all out there. Hey, we the new power couple of Facebook, But when I always said I would never really put my folks
it's not
out
the
like
player
that.
stuff. It's seeming like the women are the players in these cases. It's seeming like Kim wants to move on with her life. Jada was the one with the entanglement. Yeah. And it seems like these men are trying to keep these families together and kind of squash or quell the stuff that's going on in order to just keep the family together, because it's like, yeah, we understand that, Kanye like, I understand you want to move on, but I don't care, I want my family together. Will is like, well, we discussed this entanglement and I don't care, I'm keeping my family together and we all know what's going on around here.
And see, at the same time too, and I would love to see Kanye really, if it ain't with Kim, to have a solid queen on his side, man. Because I'm telling you, it's dangerous being financially super well off. Yeah, billionaire. It's a little dangerous being successful and being single. Yeah, because you're gonna get in a lot of trouble, man. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of athletes. Some of your top athletes, man, them owners of that team and them coaches don't want them running around here single, dude. Facts. If LeBron was single, I could tell he a good kid just naturally, but if LeBron was just a single dude out here as successful as he is, man, ain't no telling how many situations you would have been heard about him fighting in clubs. Ain't no telling how many women would be claiming, to have a child by him. So it's even Jeff Bezos. Okay, you got divorced, but he knew he just couldn't be running around here just single in Vegas, willy-nilly, having 20, 30 women in his room or whatnot. Like I say, that goes for entertainers and athletes, or just anybody who's just highly successful. And Will, Will might most likely thought about it like, okay, this woman knows me better than anybody, and I know her. Do I really feel like getting out here to get to know a whole new person? Hell no. Worrying about if they love me for me or my bread. So that's what, and women go through that too. That's why they'd be like, oh, why don't you leave that nigga? Because you got some women, of course, now if you're getting beat on, now you gotta get up out of there. Yeah, if it's some physical shit, but if it's just, hey, you heard about him messing around or whatever, and all right, that could be fixed. Yeah. You know what I mean? But if it's some physical abuse, that's a little different. Exactly. So my whole thing is, yeah, man, it's treacherous out here, bro. To be a successful, a millionaire, a billionaire, and just out here single again, just back on the market. Like that it's dangerous, man.
What was it like for you though, Toomp, when sitting over here got Grammys and everything going on and the money's coming in, right, and you walking around in these A-town streets as a local real Atlanta, shout out Amaretta, and you got to come home being DJ Toomp. Even though you was popping since kindergarten, right? But nigga, it's amped up now.
It's amped, and then you got all these out of town folks here, to where the locals is one thing, but boom, now you got these out of town women. Come on, and not to shit on the out of town women, but my whole thing is, I was like, man, you know what? When I'm ready to really settle down, I want to be somebody who I know, who I can,
who you know.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I at least got to know you. We got to have some friends and come in the way. Okay, you know what? Because I'm real transparent. Like, hey, with me and my girl, we decided to really get serious. I was like, all right, a nigga got a few bodies out there or whatnot, and you know some of the bodies, and I know people who you've dated.
Exactly.
But trying to figure out, just imagine, okay, you on Instagram, you see this girl ass all out, that's already a
red flag.
Red flag
Come
anyway.
on.
And you know, and there's some beautiful women out there. I see your bodies, I see your face, I see and everything, but it's not gonna.
That ain't marriage material.
Yeah, a real man is not gonna ever take them seriously, man. And you from a whole nother city, so I don't know what your background is like. And that matters. People always say, oh, that's just the past. Nah, I need to know what you got going on.
We need to know where you coming from.
You might have a record.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't talking about a scratching record. I'm talking about a criminal record. Yeah. And not, you know, and then hopefully if you do have a criminal record, you know, you're doing positive things, but you just don't know what these people come from. How was she living? Did everybody in the neighborhood run trains on this or whatever?
Come on.
And you running in there, you got her on the red carpet like you got some a jewel.
My God.
And not to say a woman is not a jewel from her past, but if you thinking that you got some, you know, a situation and is next thing you know, you done got married and now you hearing all these tabloids. Now you find a fucking porn come out on her or certain pictures of whoever she was with, some rapper she was dating that you didn't know is something that she didn't tell you about. So, man, you got to really get to know folks, man.
Yeah.
You know, before you really just lock in and really, and it'll sound good. Oh, you know, she got this and we gonna get married, be a power couple. Let's see what we can bring. Let's see if our crazies match, because everybody crazy. Let's get that straight. First thing is, man, she crazy. And the women say, oh, that nigga crazy. Everybody has crazy in them. You just got to see if your crazies match.
Facts.
That's what it is. But like I said, man, when it comes to relationships, bro, I don't is this a certain woman that I would, or a certain thing with women. If you met this, excuse me, you in the club, you see a dude standing on the couch, or making it rain, or doing whatever he do. All right, you see that he's doing that for fun. But if you are hanging out and you see that that's all this guy does, it's a slim chance that he's gonna stop that once y'all get serious. And if you ask him, you know, hey, when you gonna? The same thing with a guy who's dating a girl who's showing her ass on the internet. All right, baby, you know, we get more serious. Are you gonna stop showing the, you know, giving back shots on Instagram? And if she don't stop, boom, now you see what you dealing with.
Exactly.
But you done walked her on the red carpet and niggas is like, hey, bro, for real? You know, you know she's a date your boy, woo. You be like, man, get out of here. And that shouldn't matter, but if you're a
reality.
King, if you're a king, bro, you truly run around here with a crown, man, you could be dethroned, bro, or uncrowned, boy, when somebody tell you that your so-called queen ain't what you think.
Because I mean, it just boils down to, you know, you looking at your judgment.
Yeah, and same thing with the women. They might think they got a solid dude, but come to find out, this dude 50-something years old and still want to stand on the couch with 20 and 30-year-olds. Like, that don't match. That's not a real king. That's not a real man. If you don't ask, you know, if you ask me, getting out having a good time is one thing, but you being in the club every night and you're not working, if you're not a part of that club, but you're a patron, and paying $5,000 for a section.
Oh, please.
On every event.
Yeah.
Maybe if you celebrating something.
A birthday. But not every other day.
Every other day, that's what you're doing. And the woman thinking that this man gonna really be serious with her. Come on, he's here to meet more women.
Exactly. Now, on another note, though, Toomp, 50 Cent says that Tyler Perry and Oprah, they owe Monique an apology for blackballing her, and he's about to put her back to work. What are your thoughts about that, and then just the industry in general, to where people feel like they can blackball somebody or they can just do them wrong?
Listen, man, 50, shout out to Curtis Jackson. We must connect soon. Whether it's management, whoever out there see this interview that's next to 50 Cent, you plug us together, I got an envelope for you. But 50 is a real boss for that, man, and straight up, I would love to interview Lorenz Tate one day because something happened to where Lorenz Tate don't really fuck with the industry the way he used to. Something happened. And 50 is the guy who's really rounding up all the solid dudes who he know that's hella talented. And man, that's so dope to see him embrace Monique and pull her in like that. Because whatever he do, it's gonna be epic because she's so fucking talented.
Exactly.
She's funny and she's a great actress.
When you think about industry politics, though, Toomp, what are your thoughts on that? Because a lot of people come into the game and they're relying upon those politics to keep them paid and above water, and then when they get shut out, you know, I was watching the Will Smith Fresh Prince documentary when they was talking to Aunt Viv. Him and Aunt Viv got together. The first Aunt Viv, the dark skin.
They fell out.
Yeah, they fell out. And she was like, Will, when you said I was hard to work with, I lost everything. I couldn't even get another job in the game.
Yeah, you didn't see her on nothing else.
Come on. After you said I was hard to work with, that was the nail in my coffin that caused my career to go to hell. And it's been hard as hell the last 20 years. What are your thoughts about the industry being that way? And what are ways that you can kind of circumvent that to still manage to be successful, although shit done got real?
Well, man, the goal, man, in life, I would say, is to really be as independent as possible, to the point where you don't have to kiss ass or sell somebody out or to sit on your partner. You know, because of what the higher ups and the people who cutting the checks are telling you to do. Hey, be high, you know. You got to get rid of your cameraman because we got this guy now. Nah, you want to be able to stand down on it. You know what, man? I'd rather stay independent.
Fuck that.
If I can't bring my homeboy with me, man, I'm good. You know, and that comes with independence. That comes with some stability to be able to do that. And you know, 50 didn't really start talking shit until he got his weight up. You know, and he waited. It's the perfect time. Wait till you get your weight up. Okay, boy, I got this on ABC. I got 4 or 5 shows going. Now I can talk my shit, and I can bring in whoever I want. What y'all gonna say? If you say something, I'm gonna take it to somewhere else. Just imagine if Stars was to trip off 50, man, Netflix is sitting back there waiting for that man.
Come on,
50,
exactly.
They tripping over there, we got it over here. So that's that leverage, man. And a lot of us don't, more of us need to start supporting each other, man, and really sticking together, man, because really to see how folks really turned their back on Monique, I was upset.
Yeah, me too.
I was definitely upset. Me too. You know, I don't know Tyler or Oprah personally, but I was like, man, that's wrong how y'all doing that, sister, man. You know, and because when I heard her out, you know, when you hear her out, like she was really passionately on the Breakfast Club and making some hella sense, man. And had the straight Charlamagne on the show, like, hey, you know, come on, man, what part you missing?
Which side you working?
Like, do you hear? Do I have to repeat what I just? Are you really listening to me? Like, I just made this shit so clear, and you still trying to tell me this? You know, we just got to start supporting each other more, man. And I would say, like, even right now, as the boss that Tyler Perry is, shit, I'm hoping that he'll open up some vessels to put other cats on, some new directors and producers on, to where you'll just see executive producer Tyler Perry, but produced by this cat because he's that big now. You know, so that way Tyler, because Tyler may not do street type series or, you know, shit really just grimy on streets or violence or whatnot, but it's still a market for that. And we need somewhere, a vessel to send that through. But if you just totally against that, that's really life. Nobody ain't really trying to turn you into no thug or whatever.
Exactly.
But there's a market for this, and you're gonna let these other people and now we got to submit to some people who don't really give a fuck about us, whole nother type of human, to where we would love to bring it to you first, because you're a brother and you right around the corner.
Why do you think the people with the same hue make it so hard on each other and they can't figure out how to help each other out too? Because see, a lot of times too, that's one of the issues that I have, is we sitting over here looking just alike, giving each other hell.
Man, and I try not to use what most people say, oh man, that's slavery, you know, it started from back then. Nah, it's certain shit that I ain't just not gonna blame on slavery, bro. I think it's just this little thing within to where, I don't know, it feel like people just don't think it's enough for everybody, man. And it really is. It's way more than enough to go around. 4 or 5 times, 10 times. I don't think people really sit around and really have real discussions and talk and be face to face and eye to eye like they used to, because now, you know, everything is via, you know, let's do this Zoom call, but it's still a whole nother thing. Like straight up, man, I ain't gonna say if, when I'm ready to, when the situation come around, when I'm ready to work with some people for real, all right, our first meeting may be a Zoom call. But at the same time, I want to fly to your city to to talk to you where you can feel my energy.
Exactly.
And just really know how the hell I am.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when we meet, you might feel like, okay, yeah, he ain't the same guy from the Zoom call. So, boom, now you treat me a certain way. You know what I mean? I want you to feel me, catch this energy live in person. That way, now when you see me on a Zoom call, you can truly say, I really know that man.
Come on.
Because he flew out here. Especially if people are really ready to do business. When whoever is the main person over something, I don't have no problem flying to that city to meet them face to face.
Yeah.
And the rest of our meetings can be Zoom call. But somewhere in that equation, I would love to have that to where you can feel the energy. Because that matters, man. That's how I look at even with music. You know, I can see you the track, send me the stems. But if y'all not in there doing that shit together, you missing a whole nother step of this shit. So that's what it is, man. People don't really, they ain't really feeling each other really, and and the communication is really just so wide open, and they really ain't even communicating the way they should.
How do you feel like Kanye changed the game with the STEM player though? Because I think he just gave them folks a whooping with that.
Man, let me tell you something, man. For
Talk
a long time, I've been trying to figure out how to sell music in a tangible form. You know me, man. I've been sitting on the whole streaming thing. Yeah. And what's so gangster is the stem player, because you can play stems, literally, right? Mm-hmm. So
you mix it how you want it to sound.
There you go. And that's brilliant, because that's something that can only be sold in that way. And my whole thing is, I heard a lot of people saying like, oh man, ain't nobody gonna pay that much for that. Shit, how much you pay for them Yeezys?
Come on.
So this man is done caught up with Jordan with his sneakers. You don't think that his same following fan base who's buying these sneakers are gonna buy this? Yes, they're gonna buy that.
And guess what? They don't even have to buy that many to make the same amount of money that he making in streams.
No. And that's brilliant, bro. I love what Mr. West have done with that stem player. And I'm hoping to see some other artists become just as innovative, because it's way more ideas out here. You just got to sit down and really think and get with that right team. Like right now, man, I go through the tech building every once in a while in Buckhead and holler at some of my folks. Yeah. Got my man Laren, you know what I mean? Real solid guy. He's an inventor, man. He's doing some big things. Yeah. And when you get around these tech guys, man, you'll find out that they really are looking to holler at folks like us in the music business who hands-on. Yeah. Because they got some real innovative shit that could be banging in the next 10 years that where you could be a billionaire also, but you just got to get in that environment, you know?
What do you think that something like the STEM player would do to the industry though in the same breath? Because I mean, you didn't cut out the whole middleman with that, and you didn't pretty much cut out the big man too. It's just all about you.
It makes people. It'll make the industry really reconsider. Because I always said that even when you think about the streaming, I'm like, come on, man, y'all need to get this royalty rate up, man. Yeah. Come on, man. I like this fraction of a fraction ain't working, bro. That ain't it. Yeah. So, and I think he's really showing them that you could do this. That's why right now I feel like any artist who's almost out of their contract, of course these labels will throw something. Hey, man, you can renegotiate, man, for your new deal. We gonna give you 1.5 up front. After you done made $10 million on the road, you mean you really gonna sign with this label for 1.5? Like, man, tell them to throw some money at you that's not in your safe or that's not in your bank account.
Or in the ground.
Yeah, or in the ground. Or in the ground. So it's like, yeah, you good for that, boy. You're a lightweight comedian. I'm fussing with you on that. Yeah, you know, the comedians always bring the shit back from the beginning. Yeah, you good. Hey, it's like, because right now, like, we come from an era to where, I mean, I come from the era to where where you can have a hot record, and it just be happening around here in the local. Man, boy, we just need some promotion and some distribution. Yeah, you know what I mean. So, and that's what people really are running to labels for that, because they feel that they will be promoted and distributed to this high degree to where it can cover the whole globe. But right now with these computers and shit, you could just hit enter, and if you got the right platform, man, you hitting the whole world at the touch of a button. Yeah. So when I think of the Tips and the Drakes or whoever else who saying, my deal is almost up with this label. Shit, man. Yep. Go independent. Give yourself a year. Try that.
And trap it out.
Yeah, give yourself a year to see if you can be an independent label.
Exactly.
And 90% of the time, man, I bet you they will really not break their neck to go to a label at that point, because once they see that they could really be successful without a label, just think, man, you could really run a record company now from a damn computer.
Exactly. Okay, so if you were an artist or rapper, what would be the ideal situation from a label for you to sign? For those that's watching, looking for game from Toomp, and you want them to just know, what are the possibilities? What would be just Toomp's crazy dream of a deal that a label would offer him?
Man, it'll have to really be some stipulations, man. Not that basic contract that they've been giving people for the past 100 and something years. It's gonna have to be some, and nothing is guaranteed, but y'all gonna have to live up to some standards and some things that I would expect you all to do. And that's to make sure that I'm on some of the biggest platforms, whatever team y'all got out there for that marketing.
Yeah.
My song should be heard this many times a day.
Yeah.
And whatever single, okay, if it don't work, all right, y'all got every right to snatch this off. But when I come with another song, I shouldn't have to break my neck to get y'all to believe or open a budget to get this shit popping. So it's just certain things to where what we could really do on our own, it's only so much. The only thing is different that they give you this upfront money that they really getting back.
Yeah.
That you got to really recoup that. So you're getting that upfront money, which is cool, but you got some folks who could get real creative with that upfront money. Or label may give you 1 point whatever million, but just know that a lot of that's gonna have to go to your recording budget. So my whole thing is, even when I speak of being pushed on these type of platforms or whatever, all that shit is based around relationships. So if you're an artist and you've been on tour around the world many times, your relationship with the DJs is one-on-one. It don't take no label to call Be High and say, I need my record played no more. If you're a good person who really know how to communicate. So that means you got your communication with the promoters in every city, all the program directors, you know, you done sent flowers and gifts and, some Highline, Godiva chocolates to the program directors, And so if you got that relationship and you still have that, how much can a label really do for you besides giving you this upfront amount of money, this big chunk of money up front? Because if you got your relationship intact, you can reach the same people that they reach. That's the only thing, is that they give you this upfront money. That's it. Because as far as the promotion and distribution, you done met the people in that right now. You got this now.
You
got, because and when the labels had their leverage is when it was the MTVs, the BETs, Video Vibration, Video Soul, 106 in Park. They was, when you see that 106 in Park countdown, man, you can tell, you'll see certain songs and be like, how the fuck that get on the countdown?
And how's that number one?
Yeah, how's that number one? Like, what?
Yeah.
The labels were behind that. You know what I mean?
I'm with you.
So now that you don't really even have those platforms no more, you got to ask yourself, all right, what can y'all really, really do to take me to this? Because most people are on the internet now. So I know my people at YouTube, but y'all know, we know the same people at YouTube. So you really know the same people that the labels know. So it ain't no difference. It's really just the upfront money. And if you can deal without that, and if you got a business mind and a business drive, man, you don't need no label. Especially, once again, if you're an established artist who have went around this globe 3-4 times, and everybody and their mom know who you are, why don't you give yourself a shot at it when that contract is over to see, instead of just seeing what label you can go to next? Nah, give yourself a shot and let me get a free year as a free agent and see what happens.
What you really worth.
What you worth. And if it don't work, all right, go on and sign back to a label if you still love music like that.
So then I got to ask you this, though. What if you try to go out there without the label and you flop because you find out that the label is what was making you hot the whole time and you really ain't as hot as you thought you were?
Whew. Find another, start acting.
Because, I mean, it's...
do something else. Find something else to do. But it just got to find something else to do, man. And This ain't nothing to really just put your whole life into anyway. It's a stepping stone to try to go to the next. Like I say, I still love producing music and creating, but shit, now I'm aiming at scoring right now. You know, doing movie soundtracks or whatnot. I want to bring the soundtrack game back in the
it's
shit.
time for that though.
Yeah.
Because the only soundtrack that didn't hit in the last 15 years is Black Panther. Other than that, ain't nobody even dropped no soundtracks. But I remember the show. I remember Dead Presidents. I remember Juice soundtrack. I remember all of them soundtracks from the 90s, Above the Rim, that were off the damn chain.
Right. Like you say, Above the Rim was
a
the
damn
shit.
good movie.
Everybody was playing that year.
Come
Freak
on.
Nick, that was Freak Nick. I remember being at Piedmont Park, and everybody you could think of in '94 was performing at Freak Nick.
Damn.
And everybody was playing that Above the Rim soundtrack, man. That's all you kept hearing throughout that whole summer.
When you think about Above the Rim, we got to talk about Tupac and Biggie. You know, they just recently, the anniversary of Biggie's death just passed. What were your thoughts of them in hip hop back in that time as well, when you saw them doing their thing and then to see them, you know, die? And then also, how do you feel like their legacies over the last 25 years have carried on?
That's a beautiful question, B. The old school said it went down the wrong way.
They inhaled your water.
Yeah, right. What's crazy, I had a chance to kick it with Pac on a few occasions, man. When I was DJing for Luke, we did a few shows where Pac had opened up and whatnot, and that's before he even got with Death Row. You know, he was just on Interscope then, Strictly for My Niggas album. I think that's when they took it off the shelves.
Yeah.
And I remember after one of the shows, he was like, "Hey, Luke, man, Money B them don't want to hang out, man. Let me ride in the van with y'all." Cause he wanted to go to the club and get some girls to bring back.
That's right.
He rolled with us, man, and we were just talking on the way, man. He was just saying how, you know, at one point he said he actually wanted to sign with Luke because he wanted to just be under an independent label. He wanted to party. And he just didn't know how to fit. And Luke was like, "Man, that would have been cool, you know. How Luke be talking, it would have been all right, Pac, you know." And it was I remember us being, as a matter of fact, we was in Ohio. And Pac, man, he the impact that he had, man, even when he moved to Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know, you'll see him come through the club, man, through Club Illusions, man, have about 20 folk behind him, man. Yeah. It'll be dudes and women, you know what I mean? Yeah, on Campbellton, right there in the Westgate Plaza.
My God.
And he definitely left something, but I think a lot of stuff that he was really standing on, man, people are just really understanding that now. They thought he was just being, you know, a little bit too cocky or whatever, or just too radical. Yeah. But when you really see how treacherous it is out here and how we're really, really, really being treated. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because he was out there in Cali, and, you know, we caught a little brutality down here in the South. Really our parents caught a lot, but in the 80s to the 2000s, we didn't catch as much as what they was catching in the West Coast. Exactly. And that's why I guess Pac was like, "Hey, man, you know, this whole thing with the police," and same thing with, you know, we heard NWA say F the police. Yeah. But we didn't really understand it was that bad until we saw the Rodney King shit. Facts. You know? And honestly, man, if Pac was still here, bro, ain't no telling, man. I think he would have been ran for mayor out there on the West Coast by now. Yeah. You know, telling how many movies he would be directing right now. Yeah. When I think of Big, I think he would be an executive by this point because he was actually going into that. He had this whole Junior Mafia. Him and Un was doing something real big. Yeah. And that, I'm talking about that caught on so fast. That was some overnight shit. Just think Lil C's wasn't even really a rapper. Yeah. He was just really the Big's homie. Yeah. But when you are at that level to where Big was, everybody's a star. Yeah, you could turn anybody into a star. So that was powerful, man. To have him, he had Lil Kim, and you see who came out of that. Yeah. And I think Mace was kind of around that a little bit or two. But so, man, ain't no telling, man. I think Biggie would be an executive around this point, man. You know, he might still be rapping, but I think he would definitely be would have been a big executive right about now. Yeah. When you think about their legacies, though, how do you feel like they've held up over the years? I would say it faded out a little bit because of the new generation don't go back. This new generation, period. You know, like when you hear Mike Tyson interview, he'll tell you how he watched the old fights and the old fighters. When you listen to Kobe Bryant, how he spoke of how he studied all those old greats. Jordan games. He studied the greats. A lot of people in this music business are in it just to get money or to stay out of jail, and they don't love it. It's only a few people in the industry right now who love this shit to where they really study the greats. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, because I've had, I would say back in 2010, I had cats in my studio, and I'm like, hey man, I really almost had a stipulation in my studio. Hey man, if you can't quote one Biggie verse or LL verse or somebody from the past, bro,
a GOAT,
or any type of GOAT, you shouldn't even be in this building, bro.
I feel that.
For real. All this, I just woke up want to be a rapper shit. And that's what I'm saying. So their attention span is so short, and they feel that it's lame to go back and check on some old school shit. That's why even when Will Smith speak of Grandmaster Caz, I love the fact that he mentioned Grandmaster Caz, because cats don't know, man. That man had a real impact in this hip hop game. Caz is still cold. Yeah. He was winning rap battles, you know, even after he wasn't making records no more, he was still winning rap battles. Yeah. So it's like he's one of the greats. So in music, now R&B music, people study the greats. Yeah. You may hear a 21-year-old artist come in here, you say, hey man, who was your influence? He'll say Marvin Gaye. You might name about 3 or 4 dead people. Facts. But rapper nowadays,
they won't even name nobody listen to now.
Oh my God. And so it's kind of like, so when you got the new generation who don't really care about going back and studying the greats, that sits. I would say in the next 20 years, people might not even be mentioning Pac and Biggie no more the way that they would mention the average R&B artist, because the attention span and the fact that they think it's so lame to go back and study the greats, man.
Then I got to throw it out here too. I feel like they doing the same thing slick with Mike and Whitney, Michael Jackson and Whitney. I feel like they kind of faded them out a little bit to where you don't know that there was a singer named Whitney Houston that outsang everybody, and nobody can sing like her to this day. Yeah. Or even with Michael, I don't feel like they are really playing the music. Like, you're supposed to be playing Michael Jackson every day, okay? Yeah. Some from Michael Jackson need to be heard, seen, or felt every day. Now, this brings me to another conversation then.
I still play R. Kelly, nigga.
Come on.
I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
Do you think that the estates that are running these catalogs or whatever are now allowing it to continue to flourish as far as through the way of sampling, or just people wanting to license the content or whatever for the future generations to even know about it?
That's a good question. It may be the people.
Because one of Leah's stuff caught up in litigation for years, and they just now streaming it.
Yeah, I think Barry Hankerson had that locked down some type of way. I think he still got possession of Leah's catalog. Mm-hmm. But man, honestly, I don't know, man. It's I feel that's a great question. I wish I could just straight up give you a straight answer, an honest, true answer to that. But all I can do is really give you my thoughts on it.
I'm here for the theories.
I feel like when you think of the estate, that's the family who owns, the rights to all this stuff. They don't know the industry. A lot of people don't even understand the business or just the whole, unless one person in that family is still in the music business who knows what to do, like Ike Dirty. Yeah. Ike knows how to move his dad's catalog around because he's still active out here.
Exactly.
But so when you got people who own the estate who may just got a regular job somewhere, who's just nowhere in the entertainment, they really don't know what to do with that shit. They don't even understand the value of it. Besides what the attorney told them.
Facts.
That's all. That's the only value that they know. It stops right there. But if you out here dancing around in this game, you'll say, hold on, my attorney say my dad's shit worth this, but I just got an offer in this meeting. They just told me.
Exactly.
Shit, I thought my dad catalog worth $10 million, but from this meeting I just had with these folks in LA, this shit worth $100 million.
Exactly.
And I could sell this shit in mix. They don't even want the whole catalog. They'll just say this one song, I can get 1 point something million for it. So you found out that you could break the whole catalog down in dimes. But the family who's not in the industry, they don't understand that.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like even to this day, you know, when people say, hey, you know, because, you know, you hear about certain people, you know, L.A., so his whole catalog, Timberland, Swiss Beats, a lot of big-time producers have done deals with their whole catalogs. You know, they may get a certain amount of money up front. And I'm not opposed to that because I feel like if, let's say when I'm gone, who in my family knows how to really get my checks?
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
My daughter, you know, is she gonna really know how to get to her dad's account?
Yeah.
And to make sure that these royalties are coming to her address?
Yeah.
Guess what? She's gonna have to go holler at some attorney who's gonna charge her out the ass, and ain't no telling her from him
all
knowing
the royalties.
Him knowing that she don't have no straight knowledge of this industry. He could tell her anything, and I'm not there to say, "Hey, you bullshitting." I'm gone.
Exactly.
So that's why when I hear about some of these deals, hell yeah, get yours now. I'd rather my daughter to be able to go to the to have this to the bank,
and
I had to call no publishing company to get her dad's money. So
I'm with you.
That's why now, so when you hear about, don't be surprised if you might hear about me doing some type of deal with a fraction of my catalog.
Yeah. I ain't mad at that. With that being said, Toomp, your fans, your people, do you got anything you want to let them know before we wrap this thing up?
Man, I always said, know your value.
Facts.
If you know, if you've been up under some situation, whether it ain't even just about music, man. If you know that you're worth and what you have brought to a certain company or entity, hey man, feel free to negotiate and reevaluate some things. If this contract said that you got this percentage 5 years ago, and you know that you've made this company a certain amount of money, hell yeah, you got every right to renegotiate and let them know, you know, if it don't go, hey, I can take this elsewhere. But y'all know what I bring. So you got to understand your value and what you bring to a table, man, period. You know, whether you in a building like this or whether you banging out beats or whether you're an artist or whatever, actor, actress, film director, a creator, period. Just being, you know, with any type of talent or skills. If you bring in some value to any type of incorporation, feel free to negotiate if you feel that, you know, you're not getting your just due. And,
I'm with you.
Call a meeting, you know. Have that face to face.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. Nobody ain't just gonna fire you for asking questions.
For asking?
Yeah, a lot of people are afraid of that. I don't really want to say nothing, you know. Just like when I was DJ for Shadi.
Yeah.
At first we were getting $300 a show. But when I noticed that we was getting more per show, I told my man Mike Fresh, hey man, I'm finna ask Shadi to start giving up $500 a show, man. Like, we ain't finna stay at this $300 and we see the price go up.
Come on.
You know what I mean? And I asked him and our price went up.
Exactly.
But if I wouldn't have asked, he would have kept getting $300 a night.
Now the only thing that hurts me is because I've seen some situations too where they go in there and say, I need a raise. And they get handed a pink slip.
Yeah, they get that slip. You definitely got to have a plan now. You got to have a plan when you do it. You must plan and strategize when you do that. Yes. You must have a plan. Yeah.
Some of these corporations don't give a damn. And I think that's what it is. I was just talking to my homeboy AD the broker about this the other day. They done beat folks into submission.
Yeah.
They done beat the brains and the minds of your average human worker into submission to where you're not working no more. It's almost slavery.
Hey, man. It is. Hey, bro. And there's no other way you could put that.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm going to just sit that right there.
And that's why after COVID, a lot of folks didn't go back to work.
Exactly.
Because they really felt
they
like,
recognized.
Hey, man, they had a chance to really hit their reset button and say, damn, man, I really didn't even like my work environment, man. I'm not going back to that fucking place.
That's real.
But like I say, if you strategize a plan, your plan B all the way from A to Z, if you got a plan, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you don't have a plan, now you don't want to put your family in jeopardy. That's around to get put out. And
Come on.
You know, at least make sure a few things are paid off ahead of time.
Exactly.
Or either you got it and now go on and pay it off.
Come on. Come on.
You know.
I'm with you.
So, yeah, man, you know, y'all just stay positive, man, and stop calling people crazy. Everybody's human and everybody has a little things in them to make them do things that we will consider crazy. But man, everybody got a little crazy in them. If we want to use that word, F it. But everybody got a little crazy in them. So when you say that, just don't think that you calling them crazy. No, you have that shit in you also.
Big old
it's human
facts.
shit. We human, man.
I'm with you.
Like I say, man, and the Will book, I'm still on it right now. Yeah. I think I'm 4 hours into it. I done got to the audio books now. I like the audio.
I'm an audio. I mean, I get in my car and that's when I'm listening to books. Okay, in the car. That's how I do that. I'm with you.
Yeah, man. More people, man. Come on, y'all. Get in the read, man. Now that they made it easier with Audible, please, man, read something, learn something more, man. Don't stop picking this joint up, going to Instagram, looking at all the asses, man. Read a book, man. Women too. Pick up a book. Kids, read something, learn something. If you're trying to be great, study the greats, read about that person. You know what I mean? So,
big facts.
I don't want to sound like I'm preaching, man. Yeah,
ain't nothing wrong with that. Sometimes they need to know, man. Same thing.
My man.
You coming through,
I love you, man.
Love, man. Be High Radio, shout it. DJ Toomp. Holla at y'all in a minute, babe. We gone.